The minister came in 2009. He got the concerns that were arising as a result of the merger that formed University of Limpopo. The fact that the Medunsa aspect that produces medical students was becoming degenerated under this new merger, such that that historical university that was a prime producer of your medical student was in a way getting suffocated under the new merger. So the minister established a task team that had to look at those issues, those concerns, which therefore came with recommendations that we must demerger Medunsa out of University of Limpopo.
Well, you're effectively talking about going back on a merger. Will this not lead to further confusion?
Well, it's not. It's not a confusion because this was a peculiar situation. Other measures that happened in the country were different from a situation where you had your traditional university being merged with a medical university. You had other elements in that were not working quite in a way that could have worked in other universities like UJ as a merged university or UKZN or DUT. It was a different circumstances. So we had to take into account specific factors that were prevailing there. And we took that decision. And the discussion that prevailed in the department was that we need a university that will not only produce your medical students, your doctors, but that will provide the host of programs within the health and science sector, which we don't have in the country and we don't have in Africa, actually. So that's when the decision was taken that we must build a new university that will focus on producing all health science related courses, your medical, your medicine, your vets, your radiographer, your pharmacist, and various other professions that are within the health sector. So that's when Sefako Makgatho was born, and Medunsa is incorporated to that university as a linchpin of that new university. So it is that university that we are launching now.
Now take us through how existing Medunsa students will be affected by this.
Well, the Medunsa students are already incorporated to this new university. There's nothing structural that will change except the name. If they were going to be graduated under University of Limpopo, the difference now is that they are going to graduate under Sefako Makgatho University. But in terms of the programs, in terms of lectures, in terms of everything, nothing that will change, except that now they are migrated to this new university in the country that has been established. They will form the first cohorts of the graduates.
Are we going to see a move towards reducing or limiting the interaction with Cuba? I mean, we have a very unique program with them. Is this a move away from that?
Well, our partnership with Cuba, which is quite good, which has worked over time, we will continue with it, but the intention of the government is that over time we can't rely on Cuba, we can't rely to any other country. We need to build our own internal capacity in the long run so that we produce our own doctors, we produce our own health specialists in various areas of health as a discipline. So that's a forward-looking intervention by government to set up this university that will, obviously, it will be working with other medical institutions across the country to produce as much as we can these type of professions that we are short of, so that we are self-sustainable and we can be independent in terms of our own production, as the NDP demands towards 2030, that we have these kinds of skill in abundance in our system, so that we can able to confront the health system of our country in a manner that we should as a country.
Do we have the expertise in terms of lecturers, in terms of people who can drive and sustain this university?
Well, the interim council and the interim management is working very hard on that aspect. Even the attraction of various lectures researchers. Their scope is not limited only in the country. They're even looking at abroad in attracting quite advanced lecturers who are going to offer their expertise in the teaching of certain programs in this particular university. So that work is underway already. Will be equal to the task in terms of having quite an experienced cohort of lecturers who have been in the system, both in the country, some in abroad, who will be attracted by this institution, so that we provide the best academic output that institution should produce.
Well, a new statue will be unveiled. Do you have particular security concerns in light of what is happening on campuses and other places, prominent places where these statues are around the country?
The institution is having a security service that we think that, because the statue is inside the institution, but also the statue, we think that because it's a statue of a person who was part and parcel of liberating this country. Sefako Makgatho was a leader, a politician, also a former president of the ruling party, today African National Congress. So we think that even if those who are on the rampage now of defacing the statues, if the basis is what they are, the basis of defacing them is about the role before 94 of those individuals, then this statue represents the opposite of what they are defacing, is part of the liberation leadership. But we are not going to relax and rest in our laurels, because this, how we are seeing it now, even other leaders who were part of the liberation movement, we see them being defaced. We will protect it within the institution. We have security service in that institution. We are hopeful that it's not going to be part of those that will be targeted by these individuals.
Thank you.
Okay, so there you go. Big day for education. University campus there opening. So that's a great. We wish them the best of luck with today.